If you are the adult child of an aging parent, listen up. A lot of times in our parents' households are dangerous areas. So in this video, we'll talk about the most dangerous rooms in your home, the hazard most people overlook that will limit your independence, and how to go about changing that. Let's start with the room where many of the biggest risks come together. As a certified senior advisor, I can tell you this is often the most dangerous room in the house as we get older. If you were to guess, which room do you think it would be? You guessed right, the bathroom. Think about everything happening in this small space. There's water, hard surfaces, tight corners, and movement that require balance, strength, and flexibility. A traditional bathtub is one of the first things I notice when I'm looking at whether a home will continue working for someone. Stepping over the side may not be a challenge right now, but if balance, leg strength, or flexibility changes, lifting one leg over the tub is going to be hard and might be wonky. And what do people usually grab when they feel unsteady? The towel bar. The problem is that towel bars aren't designed to support someone's body weight. And you know that because it probably happened to you. Properly installed grab bars can offer real support, but they have to be secured anchored. A decorative bar will not hold a person's weight. The shower itself matters too. Is there a higher barrier to step over? Does the floor get slippery when wet? Is there room for a shower seat if necessary? Most of my clients have them and love them. By the way, if you're thinking of a bathroom remodel, text me today for a good contractor that can specialize in outfitting the home as you age. The toilet is another feature a lot of people don't think about. A low toilet seat requires more leg strength to sit down in comfort. One time I hurt my knee, and yes, I had a hard time to get up. So I feel it. I know how it is. And lighting is important too, especially at night when it gets dark. Getting up half asleep and walking into a dark bathroom can be a big risk. Add a loose bath mat or a wet floor and that familiar trip becomes way more dangerous. Now, you don't necessarily need to remodel the whole bathroom right away. The first step is just to watch how the room is actually being used. Are you holding the wall for support? Do you feel shaky getting out of the shower? Those small behaviors often reveal the real problem before anyone says they need help. And the bathroom isn't the only place where small warning signs show up. Some of the biggest hazards are the everyday things around the house that make people barely notice anymore. Electrical cords are another common issue. A lamp cord running across the walkway, huge red flag. The same is true for other trip hazards. These items may not seem dangerous on their own, but it's all about where they're placed. Look closely at the routes that are used every day. High traffic paths like the one from the bedroom to the bathroom or from the living room to the kitchen should be easy to use and free of little obstacles. Changes in floor level are another risk people overlook. Some homes have one step down into a living room or a raised threshold at a doorway. Because it isn't a full staircase, you may not see it as a concern. But sometimes one or two steps are actually easier to miss than a full flight of stairs. And of course, the outside of the home deserves the same attention. Cracked concrete, uneven pathways, steep driveways, loose railings, all of that, I see it all the time. Even after removing, obviously, the hazards, it is still harder to be independent in these type of homes. Now, if you've lived in a two-story home for decades, you might be saying, oh, those stairs have never been a problem. But this isn't about the past. The question is whether the stairs will still be manageable if balance, strength, and vision changes appear. And look at the overall floor plan. Is the only bedroom upstairs? Is there a full bathroom on the main floor? Do groceries or laundry need to be carried over flights and steps? The number of times you have to go up and down can matter just as much as the staircase itself. If this is helpful, go to Melina Rissone and search for my senior blogs. I give loads of tips here. Narrow doors and hallways can also limit independence in ways you don't even expect. They may work fine until someone starts using a walker or wheelchair. And storage is another issue. Where are the everyday dishes, cleaning supplies, medication? If you need to reach over your head, bend deeply, or climb onto a stool, that setup might no longer be practical. Moving frequently used items between waist and shoulder height can make a major difference. Even doorknobs can become a challenge depending on your needs. Round ones can be harder for someone with arthritis and reduced grip strength. And small cabinet knobs, same thing there. Lever-style handles and easy-to-grip cabinet pulls tend to be easier to use. The entrance to the home is another one. Those front steps that are manageable today could get much harder with a walker or wheelchair. Ask yourself, Is there another entrance without steps? Could a ramp be added? Those factors make a big difference to accessibility, and the location of the home can affect independence too. Even if a house is well suited to your needs, remaining there can still be difficult if it's far from medical care or family. Here in San Diego, we also have homes on hills, steep driveways, and neighborhoods where almost every errand requires driving. So aging in place isn't just about what's inside the house, it's also about staying connected, being social. If you're starting to look at your own home or a parent's home differently, you don't have to make every decision today. Sometimes the first step is just understanding which areas may become difficult and what could realistically be changed. From there, you can decide whether it makes more sense to modify the existing home or if something else is suited better. As a certified senior advisor in San Diego and a realtor, I help families compare those options without assuming they're going to move. Reach out and get connected. There's a Calendly link down below. If you want to have a conversation, please do reach out. Once you know where the risks are, the next step is figuring out which changes will actually make the home safer and which ones may be worth the cost. The answer depends on the person, the home, and how long they plan to remain there. Some changes are simple and inexpensive. Start with lighting. Brighter bulbs, make sure that there's enough lighting in the halls, make sure you can turn on a light before entering a dark space, and removing loose rugs and clearing walkways can also make a huge difference. If a rug needs to stay, it should be secured so it cannot slide or curl. In the bathroom, installing grab bars, non-slip surfaces, a shower seat, and a handled shower head can make bathing safer. A curbless or low-entry shower might be worthwhile to invest in. On stairs, secure handrails are essential. In some homes, adding a second handrail for support is needed, or contrasting strips for visibility. And stair lifts can be expensive, but if you're determined to stay in your home, sometimes they can be the best option. As mentioned earlier, you can move everyday items out of high and low cabinets to avoid awkward bending and reaching. And lever-style handles can help with those with limited grip strength. Furniture placement matters too. Definitely look at how can you move around with a walker. Overall, the best changes are the ones that solve a real problem for those who live there. So don't just start with a long generic checklist. See what works in your unique scenario. Watch how the person moves through the rooms. Which rooms are they in? Where is something becoming frustrating? It's also important to think ahead. Could a room on the main floor become a bedroom? A lot of times that might help. Planning before those changes become urgent gives you more options with less stress. And sometimes after looking at all the changes a home would need, the bigger question becomes whether modifying the house really does make sense. This is the part of the conversation many families unfortunately avoid. At what point does modifying the home stop making sense? There isn't one answer that applies to everyone. In some cases, a few small improvements can let you live safely for many years, but maybe your home needs more drastic changes. Maybe it's just too far for family to support you. At that point, it's reasonable to compare the cost of moving, and that's where I come in to support. The amount of maintenance should also be part of the decision. A large home, pool yard, or older property can require extensive repairs. Even if you can physically remain in the home, the work along with it might not be worthwhile. Then there's the question of support. If there's no family nearby, no community, you might feel isolated. It's all about making sure the home is still supporting the people who live there instead of feeling like a burden. Ultimately, the question is, can this home really adapt to your needs as you age in place? If the modifications are practical and affordable, staying might be the right choice. But if the home needs extensive changes, relocation might be a good option as well. And the best time to compare those options is before an accident or sudden health change, before a crisis. So let's review. The risks that develop in a home over time aren't always obvious. Start by looking at the most dangerous rooms, the bathroom. Then move on to other problems like low lighting and trip hazards, and the features like stairs and entry thresholds. Once you have a realistic idea of the potential issues, it's time to consider what safety changes might be worth making. The goal is to notice the problems early, then make a decision while there's still time to plan. Whether you're helping a parent or thinking about whether your own home will continue working for you, please reach out to me for more guidance. I can help you lay out your options and decide whether to stay, downsize, or relocate without pressuring you toward any decision. For more conversations like this, do subscribe. Thanks for watching and subscribing so you don't miss the next Senior Home Tips. My name is Melina Rissone.